Good to see you, Martha.
Good to see you too.
Okay, so in our previous session, we talked about changes in your relationship with your ex-boyfriend that had effects on your other areas of life, including your health.
Yeah.
We also talked about him visiting your mom, and you believe that this could have brought about that change. Okay, and we also talked about him cheating on you, and it affected you so badly. You expected this relationship to take a different path, which it didn't, and that has affected different areas of your life.
Yeah.
Okay, so how are things going?
All I can say is that I know we were not meant to be.
Meant to be?
We were not destined to end up together or spend the rest of our lives together. That I'm now sure of.
Okay.
However, it doesn't change the fact that he wasted my time. So I still have that anger within me and that fear of if will the next person do the same thing he did. I don't think I can stand going through what I went through. I wouldn't even wish it on anyone else. I would really love to get rid of the anger, but how can I be sure that the next person will not treat me the way he did? How can I be sure that the next person will be kind to me, will be more understanding, will be friendly, will be there for me, and will not push me away, will not take me down the path that I went through, that my skin, my mental health won't have to suffer again.
Okay, so what I hear you say is that you're concerned about how you will feel if you get engaged into another relationship, if it won't bring about other health issues in your life. There is that fear of going back to the past.
More like reliving the past with a different person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mother, what would you like to work on first that you believe would bring an impact on your life at the moment?
I know forgiveness takes time, but I want to know how I can clear the doubts I have within. Because yes, there have been guys who have been interested, they've been asking me out on dates, wanting to get to know me, but right now I have a wall built up. I know with time, I would need to learn to trust.
Okay.
I know forgiveness is a process. I started with forgiving myself, and all is well. I've forgiven myself for the anger I held in, for the disappointment I left within me, yet it was never my fault. For blaming myself when I didn't have to. I've forgiven myself. Him, I don't think if I was even in a car and it was raining heavily and he was there being drenched in the rain, that I would stop and help him. I would rather drive that car very fast to make him wet more. But right now, I think I would want to trust again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you believe that when you learn to trust someone else or gain this trust, you'll be in position to move forward?
Yes, I'll be able to let go of the past and be able to stick to the present and maybe later see what the future holds. I also don't want to put myself in a position where I have to imagine a future that hasn't yet been presented. Maybe not letting myself get in my head, but think that, oh, now this is the perfect person for me. Right now, I also can't think of anyone whoever presents themselves to me. I can't count them to be the perfect person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so who would be a perfect person? Let's leave alone this that has happened. It's not that we are pushing it away, but yes, it has happened. But let's say, for example, if you're to think about this new person, this new relationship, how would that be? What do you think of a good relationship?
It has to be a two-way thing. I can't be in it alone. And what I believe is the most important aspect in any relationship is communication. It's what I struggled with in the other. So I need someone who is able to communicate to me, who is able to stand up and tell me, Martha, you have done this thing, this is wrong, and make me understand, other than raising your voice at me, other than you getting angry and giving me silent treatment. Sit me down, talk to me, explain everything to me so that I can understand what I have done is wrong, because I know it costs me nothing. It does not degrade me to apologize. I need someone who will understand me. I know we all can't be perfect. Everyone has a certain level of imperfection. So I need someone who will be able to understand me. One who will communicate. One who will be humble and calm. Also one who will make me laugh, because being in a boring relationship, I can't be somewhere where I won't laugh. I need to experience the happiness, the joy, the excitement of seeing someone.
Okay. Yeah. So you've talked about different qualities that.
Yeah, and also having time for me.
Okay. Time for you. Okay, so you've talked about different qualities that you would like in a person that you would be ready to go for in a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, and talking about the trust issues, what are some of the ideas or things you can think about that you could write down on a daily and say, if this happens, then I'm in a position of gaining trust from someone.
First thing is communication. It has to be a two-way thing, whereby if let's say we are to go on a date, he has to call me and be like, hey Martha, I'm going to be late. By how long? 5 minutes, 10 minutes? Just keep your word. Let me know that you're going to be late. If I'll be late, I will do the same.
Okay.
If something is troubling you, let me know. Because we are human beings. We can't read other people's minds. So I need to be told, you know what, I'm going through this. I need to think about this. I need to work this out. You can't tell me that you're not feeling well and you don't communicate that. How will I know? I'm not your body, I'm not your mind, I'm not your heart to know all this is happening within you. So I would really need someone to communicate. And I don't believe these things of I am busy.
Okay.
I believe someone is available for who they love or who they like. So even that tells me a lot. If you create time for me, and it has to be consistent, not just this one time thing. It has to be consistent. So through the whole time of courtship, it has to be happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've mentioned about communication being key. If you are to trust this person, you'd like them to talk to you about what's happening or different events that are happening. Say, for example, if you are to meet, the person needs to communicate what's happening for them.
Yeah, and also being down to earth, because I think down to earth, being also honest. Because if you're honest with me about your feelings, about what you're going through, then I will definitely understand you. But there is someone telling you, I want to take you here, and you excite me for what when you can't afford it? And yet I can understand if you tell me, you know what, my pockets are not well, can we look for a cheaper option? That is definitely understandable.
Okay.
And down to earth goes with also humility, because I can't stand someone who will throw money in my face. Money isn't everything. Yeah.
So what I hear you say is that you would prefer going with someone who lives below their means.
Not below, within their means.
Within.
Yes.
Okay, so not this other person that will come and show for one day and then other days there is nothing to show.
Yes, it's pointless for you to say you're taking me to Dubai, you take me and then you come back, you can't afford your house rent, you can't afford water bills, you can't afford electricity bills, you can't even buy your own food. What was that for? Oh, you've taken me to Dubai and I can't do the shopping. What is the point of that? You have to be honest of, just be yourself. That's what I need him to be, himself.
Okay, so we've talked about communication is key. A person who is mindful of how they spend their money or living within their means. And also you talked about a person who gives you time. Yeah, you talked about not them complaining or about being so busy.
You can be busy. I can understand someone having a busy schedule, because people can have back-to-back meetings. That happens. But even those people with back-to-back meetings always have a space of maybe 5 minutes between the meetings to catch a break. So you can't tell me in those 5 minutes, you can't call me or text me and say, hey, are you okay? I was just checking in on you. Me checking in on him also shouldn't be a bother, because it doesn't exactly mean I'm clingy, but just want him to know that you're okay.
Okay, so you need someone to take that extra step, extra care to show that they're concerned about you. Yeah, and then you'll be able to gain trust in this person.
As time goes on, like I said, they have to be very consistent. Lack of consistency means I can't trust you.
Okay. If someone stops doing what he's been doing, let's say for example for the first 1 or 2 weeks they've been communicating and then they start to slow down in communicating,
that's a red flag.
Okay. That shows that things are not going so well.
Definitely it shows me that you're not really interested. Someone who is interested in me, it's like your desire to travel to any country of your choice, and then you say, I'm going here, I'm going to, let's say, the Maldives. You're going there for a vacation, and you sing about it, but you're not putting anything into action. You sing about it, but you're not saving up for it. You're not even planning for it. It's not anywhere in your programs, but you sing, I'm going to Maldives. You're not even bothering to find out how much are the flights, how much is the visa, how much will I need to do my own shopping, the hotel fees, the transport fees. You're not thinking about all those things. So really, will you really go? So it's more like that. Are they going to be consistent? Are they going to plan for it? Think of, you want to see me. Will you always just stop of, hey, I'm checking on you, you also need to see me? Yeah.
Okay. What would be the worst case scenario if maybe the person has not called you and let's say for example they're like kept into doing something, or let's say for example they're busy, caught up, and they have not called you, and in your thinking you have a belief that this person has to be consistent all the time.
You don't have to call to check in. You can as well text. I would expect a call at the end of the day or beginning of your day. It can be one of the two. You don't have to call the entire day. It may be morning and end of your day, maybe when you're back home. or it may be when you're back home or morning hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you expect this person to always communicate back in case they find time.
Yes, within the day.
Okay. So briefly we've talked about what we could handle at the moment to see how you move forward. And you say when you talk about or try to deal with trust issues, that's when you'll be able to move forward and also have different changes in your health and your lifestyles at home, because this relationship had impacted most of your other activities. Like you had talked about your skin being messed up, and also you had studies and you were not performing so.
Yeah, because my skin, yes, did get spoiled because I had the stress and frustration had all built up, and I think I couldn't handle it. I hadn't dealt with it. But after accepting that, you know what, this has happened, it started getting better. I also started getting enough rest. I could now sleep at night without crying myself to sleep. Eating remained the same because it wasn't affected. But the peace started returning slowly by slowly. Peace within me started returning, which I was really grateful for, because since I lacked it, I wasn't sleeping well. I would barely sleep. I would sometimes stay up all night and day not resting, because each time I closed my eyes, that's what I was saying. Yeah.
Okay, so what I hear you say is that with gaining peace of mind, you've been able to like get your skin back to its normal texture, and then sleeping like how you used to, and eating wasn't affected in any way.
Yes.
Yeah, and so we've talked about trust, and we've also came up with different qualities of who you would like, what you would like in this person, and if they do that, you'll be in position to gain a little bit of trust, if I may say.
A little, but I can trust that maybe they are being genuine with me. Like I said, maybe. Yeah.
Okay. Tell me more about that. What would bring about full trust? Yes, I know it's a process that you cannot trust a person there and then, but what will it take?
I think dealing with the betrayal that I felt. Dealing with the betrayal. Because I really can't be blamed for not trusting anyone. And a year is quite long.
Yeah.
A year is quite long, because you see, when you've known someone before as a friend, and the friendship builds into an intimate relationship, it shifts from being just friends to being lovers. There is a bond that you've already built that is really strong, and when one person breaks it, it really crushes you so hard. So I think also we need to be friends.
Okay.
Friends, be able to deal with the jokes I make and not take offense to things. Maybe I also understand, oh, this may be offending him. But at the moment, that wall can't just be broken just now. Slowly by slowly, I know I will get there.
Okay.
But it can't be broken just now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for what you went through, you feel that you are betrayed, and I would like to tell you that what you're feeling right now is normal to feel that way, because this bondage you had between you and your ex-boyfriend had been there for long. It kept on building and building. It wasn't built in one day, so it took time. So once it was broken, we can say that the healing will also happen in one day. So as you mentioned that you need time and also need of having, like, being a friend to someone before this intimacy comes in, that you'll be able to gain trust and also be prepared to move into a relationship. Okay, so you had also talked about forgiveness.
It's a process. It's the journey I am willing to take, but I don't know if I'm ready for it.
Okay.
I don't like holding on to the anger because sometimes I feel it's eating me up. Sometimes I wonder why I didn't do certain things, because it has caused me a lot of regret. Like I feel I should have ended things much earlier, not at the point we were at. The first time I got the red flags, I should have said I'm done. So I feel I have anger within me because I took long to make a choice.
Okay.
However, my time was wasted. Because if you know you're not really interested in someone and this is going to be a short-term thing, I think they ought to be told, have some little bit of respect and inform them that, you know what, this is not going to be a long-term thing. Don't build someone's hopes and dreams of a future that you can't keep.
Okay. So what I hear you say is that the direction that this relationship took is what you didn't expect, and you believe that this person would have maybe told you on time that this won't work out, than wasting all your time, and this is keeping a lot of anger within you.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's a process, and I would like to say that take for example, if you're holding a jerrycan of water on your head, it is heavy, and that is how you feel this anger within you. But then when you put it down, you feel relief, like you've been holding it and you're like getting strained in your neck because it's very heavy, but when you put it down, that's when you feel a relief. So this is so with the anger you're feeling at the moment, that it's heavy within you, and yet on the other hand you would like to move forward. So the more you hold on to anger, the more it will take long for you to feel relieved or move forward and get this ideal person that you've talked about earlier.
Yes. Putting down the jerrycan is, if you think about it literally, it's easy. But right now when I think about it, sometimes I'm like, I can't help wishing the worst upon him.
Okay.
But after doing that, I feel so bad, and I'm like, no, that can't be me. I can't stoop to that level. I can't do that. That shouldn't be me. I'm above that. But also, sometimes I feel maybe this was just a lesson for me. But I keep questioning myself, why me? Fine, we all believe that whatever you go through is something that God knows that you could handle. So that is why they let you go through that. So I try my level best. I do. I think sometimes I wake up and I'm like, you know what, I wish to see him happy. Definitely I don't want to see him put any other girl through what he put me through. Because it was hurtful. Another girl may not react the way I did. I know there are people who, a friend of mine who I shared it with was like, if I was in your shoes, I would have committed suicide. Another friend of mine was like, if I was in your shoes, I would have hired people to beat him up. But that is not me. And I refuse to stoop to that level. I know it is a process. I'm just hoping that I get there soon.
Okay, so what I hear you say is that what you have going for you as one of your values is not wishing bad for others, and you would like to see other girls who go into a relationship with him not to be hurt or go through what you went through.
Yeah.
And
nor him to experience what he took me through.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you would like him to be a changed person and treat the next girlfriend he'll get differently. So you have that going for you, that you didn't like any other person to go through the pain you went through, but you're also open to try to move forward.
Definitely, I do not want to stay stagnant in this position, because it's never worth it to stay in the same place.
Okay.
We all need to keep on progressing in order to become better people. If I stay stagnant and holding on to this anger, I won't move.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Martha, what are some of the things that you are willing to do? What are some of the things that you think you can come up with to try to lift this jerrycan from your head and put it down, to be able to move forward and trust again, and like make this ideal person you've talked about with good qualities of communicating, being honest to you, and giving you time?
I think what can help me get there is probably putting myself out there, and maybe at the back of my mind I need to keep it ringing that not everyone is the same.
Okay.
It is my prayer that the next person won't be the same as he is.
Okay, so you believe that having this in mind, that not generalizing the whole situation, that all men are the same, would be one step for you to go out there and be open to some of the guys that would be...
Yeah, because I have my friends who are married and they've gotten the perfect men for themselves.
Okay.
The good men. So I cannot exactly say all men are the same, because even my brothers are good men.
Okay.
So he was just among the trash that I happened to fall upon.
Okay.
But I'm sure I hope so, that I can find that one person who won't be what he was.
Okay, it's good to know that you believe that there's some good men out there that are not like this first one that took through all that pain, and you believe that you also have brothers, and believe that since they've pulled it through with their marriages, you believe that you'll also find some good man, and you're open to that. So how does that make you feel? Knowing that not all men are the same, and you're hopeful.
Yeah, hopeful, really hopeful.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we are left with only 1 minute, and during this half an hour we've talked about what we can do for you to have a shift in your life after a breakup. And we've talked about you doing a few things to be able to trust again. You've talked about working towards trusting again, and you've also tried to identify different qualities that you would like in a person. You mentioned you would like to be friends with them. You need a person who will communicate, who will be there for you. Okay, a person who lives within their means, not this one who will come and show up one day and then the other day there will be no money or anything like that. And you've also talked about dealing with anger. Okay? And another good thing is that you're hopeful. You believe that there are other good men out there.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay, so I'm hoping that you will try out what we've talked about today. And
Yeah, I will try my level best.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and try to, maybe this could be as your homework. You could journal down how you feel about, maybe if you're approached by someone, or be journaling how you're feeling, regardless of those past experiences. If you're approached by this man, how were you feeling? What thoughts came up for you, and how did that make you feel, and what did you do about that? So we can talk about that in our next session, and how you're progressing with dealing with that anger and trusting in the person. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much, Martha. And do you have anything that you'd like to talk about before we end today's session?
I guess that's it.
Okay. Okay, so let's meet here again next Thursday. Would that work for you?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much, and I wish you a good evening.
Likewise.